Neo, the next stock going to $1 trillion. Yes, indeed. Is Neo the next company that will fly to the moon by 2030 or beyond? Yes, can Neo be the next company that goes boom, 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 just like the Nvidia and the Teslas in the past? Or will it be a slow grind to the bottom of the ocean? Yes, we are here for part one of a 2 series on Neo. We're going to have a look at some of the fundamentals, where the options are for Neo going forward. So what we're going to do, I'll split this into 2 videos. Part one, we're going to look at, first off, we're going to look at what can they do with the battery sector? Yeah, the battery technology. Where is that heading? Where is that? Also in this video, we're going to talk about expansion. Where can they expand to? What foreign markets are they going for now? And where should they head? Is America on the horizon? It needs to be if they want to be $1 trillion company. We're also going to discuss in this video autonomous driving. How and where? Where can they get to in terms of autonomous driving? And then last of all for this video, how can they speed up production? How can they get their vehicles out deliveries? How can they do that? Well, you're going to find out all that in this video. And in part 2 of the series, which will be out next week, same time on the channel here at Barry Charles, we're going to discuss more and more about what they can do to get to profitability. So yes, we're going to look at how they can achieve profitability. We're going to look at, maybe they should look at flying cars. So in terms of their new models, what's some new models they should be looking at? Is that the future for them? Can they be looking at the Jetsons world? So we're going to look at that next week as well. And right off the we're going to look at the numbers. Yes, next week we're going to look at the numbers. What sort of revenue numbers they need to get to. What sort of net profit. What actual car deliveries do they need to get to. And how can they get there. Yes, that's all for you next week. But we're going to talk right here, right now, about Neo and how they can go to the moon. And yes, it all starts here right now on Barry Charles. Welcome, guys and gals, back to the channel. Yes, we're going to take a deep dive into Neo. Where are we going? Where are they going to be $1 trillion company? What can they do? Can they be the Tesla of China that they have been talked about for so long, but it's BYD who's been the China leader? Can Neo bounce back and join the party? It's a long way to go, but Neo has the capabilities, but they got to get this negative profitability loss. They've been just losing. They have to turn that around if they want to be up with the big guns. Yes, indeed. Let's get to it, because we don't want this company to disappear. We want it to fly high into the sky and we all make $1 million. Yes, well, what is it that Neo are doing right now in terms of battery technology? Yes, if you were here for me in my last video, I talked about the evolution of the battery, long life. Can they get a long life extension beyond what is currently available and past the petrol motors right now? They need to get past that. Once they get past the petroleum likes and move on from there, get to 15,000, 2,000 kilometers, not 1,500, 2,000 kilometers, and then you're starting to see the reaps, the rewards, the benefits of going with EV. Also, while we look at the battery side, I just wanted to tell you just a bit about EVs at the moment. EVs have sold over 17 million worldwide, and that is a 25% increase from 13 and a little bit more million, and that's in America alone. That's America. Yes, 17 million, not worldwide, that's America. So they are doing some great things in America. They're nearly selling 20% of all new cars all around the world. So there are some very impressive numbers going out there in Neo space, and hopefully it will return. So have they got the game changer in the battery sector? Well, let's get to it. Let's have a look at the revolution of the batteries. Yes. One thing that they are really looking at is a 2-minute service for a new battery. Yes. Bring your old battery in, or bring the whole car in, and you get it replaced with a new battery within 2 minutes. It's absolutely mind-blowing stuff. It's called the BaaS model, battery as a service model. So this is the game changer. This is one thing that Neo has above anyone else in the market right now. They can just replace the battery like that. Boom. Yes, just when you have your sip of coffee, or even you've only just made the order of your coffee while you're waiting for the car, it's already done. It's not like you're sitting there for a couple of hours waiting for your service. So, yes, what do I see the future for the Neo cars in terms of this BaaS model? Well, they can reduce the upfront cost of the Neo car and providing a steady stream of revenue going forward. Yes, this is what is key for Neo. They need to find ways to find profitability, and having steady streams of revenue with the batteries keep getting replaced over time will be exciting stuff for the company. But yes, and potentially then to have them customers for life. That's what they want to do, like the likes of Netflix and that are trying to do. You get them in, and they don't want to let go of the subscription, and they just keep paying higher and higher premiums as you go along. That is what the good stuff's about. So yes, is that a possibility? Also with Neo, in terms of battery technology, so you got that side of things. They're also investing into solid slate batteries, which is believed to are going to have more like double the range of driving capacity. So getting up to the 1,000-kilometer range. They need to go well beyond that though, folks, if they want to be one of the market leaders in the space. They really need to push that, ramp that up, really rocket that up to get themselves going towards being a $1 trillion company. If they want to blow the people out, they need to find the fast charging. They need to improve safety. This is all what solar batteries are expected to do. So they need to be number one. They need to be number one. That's what you need to do. They don't necessarily, but if they want to be a $1 trillion company, they got to get close to number one. They got to push BYD and Tesla all the way if they want to be up with the big dogs. Yes, what is happening here in terms of the foreign market? What are they actually producing in the foreign market right now? What are some places they're heading to? What is actually going for Neo right now? So for some people who think Neo is just in the Chinese market, that is not the case. They are also in Norway currently, and they're pushing to other places like Germany, the Netherlands, Sweden. So they are really pushing Europe. Why Europe? Some people say, why are they going to Europe? Well, currently Europe is more EV friendly and are looking to buy EVs. And the fact that they are looking at a model of selling cheaper cars as well at a discount. So it's going to be good for their current premium market, but also for the discounted client as well when the prices come low. So that's what the future holds there for Neo. Can they continue it? That is the $1 million question you have to say. But yes. So, but for me, the biggest question is the US. Can they expand into the US? Because that is where the money is, the big top American dollars. Yes, how can they get into their market? How do they do it? Well, it's not easy, but they need to join the clan. And I think Rivian is a potential team they could join forces with to try and go boom. Again, two companies that are not profitable, they join together, bring their technology and manufacturing together, join it, and well, it could be a powerhouse. I'm not saying that's going to be there, but you got to think of pie the sky theories to get out of this. At the moment, they really aren't. So they really need to work on ways to move forward in terms of improving. If they can get into the US market somehow with some sort of partnership, look out, Neo will fly to the moon. Not financial advice, folks. Yes, so to me, that's one of the biggest things they need to do is really push to get into the American market so they can take on BYD and Tesla. If they can do that, then exciting news for all Neo fans out there. Yeah, so that's for me. That's if you want to be a $1 trillion company, they got to be getting into America. So also, they got to have the best looking vehicles. For mine, they really need to look to improve their vehicle consumption there if they want to go flying to the moon. Well, also, if you didn't know, this is something maybe some people don't know, Neo are also looking at a subscription-based model for autonomous driving. Yes, autonomous driving, folks. This is what they're trying to do in the autonomous driving space, is access monthly service. So you pay every month to the company, creating a stream of revenue for the future. So yes, you can sign up to be autonomous driving for a month and say, oh, see you later, I don't want to do that anymore, I can go back to just normal driving. So this is what they're trying to do. But they're trying to go the old subscription model that you buy in, you forget about it, and you continue to use it regardless if you use the technology or not, because you can't be bothered to cancel the subscription. That's a lot of what's happening in the world there. So in the autonomous driving space, this is where they're looking at to target the market. They really are pushing their way into autonomous driving. But yeah, to me, there's a lot of things they need to do. They are looking at over-the-air technology updates that will improve autonomous driving capabilities, which will use their LiDAV as part of their NAD technology, which is cutting edge, which with cameras, high performance capacity to ensure future success for the company. And also they need to improve the navigation systems for mine, really need to push that up. Self parking and urban driving experience, making it a lot easier for people to drive without a lot of jerking and stopping for no apparent reason, or going around in circles in the car in the parking lot. That's what they got to try to do. How can they improve autonomous driving for them is continue to look at their own data and work on that artificial intelligence to drive real time consistently. If there is issues in the space, they fix it straight away. It doesn't take forever to muck around like Waymo did. They need to be instant. Boom. They can find something wrong in the system. They fix it straight away. That's what they need to do. If something random comes onto the road or whatever that's not in the space, they need to quickly figure it out, and within 30 seconds, not even that, if they can do that very quickly, look out. They could be a game changer in the space. Yes, and Neo, they've got some work to do. There's also sensor technology that they could go to higher capabilities of sensors. At the moment, their sensors are not the highest of quality. So something they could look to for better functionality in the fog and in the heavy rain. So that's somewhere where they can look to improve. Where else did I see Neo could look to improve, to continue to rise up to be one of the best around? Working with Qualcomm and NVIDIA would be huge. Yes, they need to work to speed up their AI solutions, get safety and compliance going, so they can be up the top of the tree in terms of mapping. They want to really be at the top of the tree on the mapping side of things. If you can really, as I said before, come up with the quick solutions when there is an issue with the vehicle very quickly, not waiting around forever for Tesla and that to come back to you. This is when you have the opportunity to go boom, instant gratification. That's what they need to do if they want to be the next $1 trillion company. Yeah, so what is Neo doing now? Right here, right now, in this space, to really try and speed and ramp up the vehicle production company? Well, they have joined forces with Jack Motors in partnership to help expand their manufacturing capacity, as well as a construction site in Neo Park where nearly 17,000 acres of prime real estate to produce these beautiful cars just for you. So that is a point where they are trying to ramp up manufacturing. But can they go manufacturing in Europe? Can they get into that space? Can they get into America? This is where they start making, this is a real deal, legitimate company. They really want to push manufacturing and ramp up solutions. This is what the stuff they need to do if they really want to be up with the top dogs. They really got to push that. Where else do I see? They also are looking to address their supply chain issues as they build more and more relationships with suppliers. So they got NVIDIA. They're pushing with all different other companies to get chips around. So they really are pushing for long-term contracts and making sure they have the supply constraints for when they need them. So, yep. As they continue, the faster delivery times clearly has got to be one of their key goals. If they do that, then they can be part of a great company. Well, that is the first episode here on Air, part 1, the series. we're going to look at in part 2, we're going to look at the actual numbers in there, what is happening right now, and compare it to what the future could be, what they need to do to be a $1 trillion company, what actual figures they actually got to put down to make it. We're going to look at ways that Neo can really build better new vehicles for their companies, what vehicles they need to be pushing towards, how they can get to profitability as well. That is the key. We're going to talk about profitability, what metrics they can do, what things they can do as a company to get themselves to cut costs, make money for themselves. Yes, that is what we're going to talk about. But in this episode, we looked at the battery side. So impressive in terms of battery replacement, done in a couple minutes. They got a subscription service. That's outstanding. But they need to get a battery that lasts longer than the rest of that. And that's the key. Don't go the slow approach. That's what these companies do. Apple as well. They just go slowly. If one company goes boom, we're going to catch you off guard and fly past you and go for a double the life in terms of battery driving. Boom, game changer. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. Neo needs to, if they want to be the top dogs, in my opinion. They got to really, in terms of what they need to do expansion-wise, they're just going to continue to go boom, speed up deliveries, more production, more, get their low-cost car come out as quickly as possible, really push to try and get into America. This is just part of the, but obviously for me, number one for me is autonomous driving. What are they doing in that space to become the number one dogs? They got to be first to it. We want to see Neo be the first one out of all these companies to get to autonomous driving first. It's not about following the layout. You can make money. You want to be the number one dog, get there before the others. Neo, out of everything else, needs to become number one. There, boom. That with profitability, put them both together, then Neo could be your next $1 trillion stock. Well, that was part 1 of Neo stock. Looking at ways for them to turn into a $1 trillion company. The next video will be out same time next week on the channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon on the channel. Have a great day out there.